Hi everyone, this is African ABC News. The AU has called for a special discussion with the ICC, International Criminal Court, about the trial of Kenya's president, Mr. William Ruto. A letter sent and signed by the ICC members says that Mr. Ruto's presidency will affect Kenya in all the ways. Mr. Ruto's trial will start at November of this year. He denies charges of organizing violence in 2007, where 1,000 people died. More than 50 countries of the AU are calling for this discussion and signed in favor at the ICC.
Second news, the terrorist attack in Nairobi Mall. The death toll was 68. It's a violent show of force against Islamic terrorists foreign living in Kenya. Say the day yesterday took a shopping center with gunfire and had grenades, killing people in the upscale shopping center. Among the victims were foreigners, Francis, Canadians, Chinese, and several. But the minister said it was impossible to know the number of the people held in the mall. The terrorists are in charge of the situation. Decree 3 days of national mourning for slaughter in Nairobi Mall. From this, the flags in Kenya will be a half-mast in memory of the 67 terrorist attack on a shopping mall in Nairobi. Bomb experts inspect the site on Wednesday for possible bombs hidden by Islamist command. The interim balanced terrorist assault Westgate shopping center of the capital of Kenya is 67 killed, 61 civilians, and 7 members of the security forces. The death toll is likely to rise because during Operation Collapse 3/4, the mall, and there are still bodies trapping, including terrorists under the rubble, said Tuesday. Experts finally, with the support of bomb robots, are sure that there is no explosive device inside the mall, and AFP reports SAC teams of trying to dogs to find bombs and possible bodies of victims. Egypt court bans Muslim Brotherhood wing activities. The Egypt court declared illegal the Brotherhood. In the new government campaign, an eating by military against Islamic supports of oust President Mohamed Morsi. This Monday, it not only prohibited any activity, but it also ordered the freezing of funds. In order to quell the Islamist movement, after this John Mohammed also prohibits the court states that the activities of the Muslim Brotherhood, the NGO, as well as ordered the government to take their funds. Say that the court's decision means that the Muslim Brotherhood is not outside the land, and now you see demonstration by the Brotherhood will throw weapons, but we didn't know state, so Brotherhood began to victim of a campaign against the government and my feeling Morsi. Members began to emerge from the replace of Morsi, the government Morsi that arose after the organization, so that the campaign began against him and Richard did and repression against Islamists.
The South African ex-president Nelson Mandela, with 95 years, came back Sunday to her home after spending 80 days in hospital. His condition remains critical. Nelson Mandela was discharged from the clinic in Pretoria, where he remained for nearly 3 months, but his health continued to be critical and sometimes unstable, as confirmed by the South African authorities. The Nobel Peace Prize will continue to receive the same care intensive in their house that was enabled to allow intensive treatments that continue to fight with a lung infection. However, the office of South African President Jacob Zuma has issued a communique stating this. If his health condition requires an admission at the hospital in the future, it will be done. Nelson Mandela's hospitalization was permanently marked by confusion about their health status, with a chaotic communication between the information published by the family of Nelson Mandela and the denials of the presidency. So far, so good, music in Nigeria evolves. Music has been known to provide comfort to people in distress as well as providing some form of entertainment. Over the centuries, music has moved from one stage to another so that it can conform to the current trend. The Nigerian music is so dynamic that it is known worldwide. The word music isn't complete without mentioning Nigerian music, and that is why we now see different foreign artists coming to sing or perform in Nigeria. Nigeria is a blessed country with diverse cultural heritage, but more focus is usually placed on the three major tribes, namely Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. Taking a cursory look at the various kinds of genres of music in Nigeria shows how much development has come into the Nigerian music industry over the years. In every era, there are kinds of music played and are developed on by succeeding artists the following era. Sudan's president, wanted by international court, cancelled visit to UN. The United Nations said Wednesday that President Omar Hassan al-Bashir of Sudan, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court in The Hague on genocide charges, has cancelled his visit to the General Assembly amid protests in Sudan's capital. The prospective visit had vexed American officials. Mr. Bashir would have been the first visitor to the United Nations General Assembly with a standing warrant for his arrest by the International Criminal Court. The court judge had called on the United States to take him into custody if he stepped on American soil, and human rights advocates had called on the State Department to deny him a visa. Philip Bolopion of Human Rights Watch says the following: "From now on, the only place he should plan to travel to should be The Hague, where a cell awaits him." Even as recently as Sunday, Mr. Bashir had defiantly announced his intentions to travel to New York, but since then, protests have erupted in Sudan over the lifting of fuel subsidies. 6 protesters were killed Wednesday in clashes with the security forces. Reuters reports.
Thank you, Jimena. Thank you, Aranza. Thank you for watching us. And tomorrow, at the same time and place, in ABCD News, African breaking news for you.